Hey guys, here at OSReviews.com. You're watching our video review of the Pocket VIK. This is the virtually indestructible keyboard for Palm handhelds and Pocket PC devices, PDAs. What's interesting about this particular keyboard is, again, it's a flesh silicone-based keyboard that you can actually roll up and store away with you. This provides several benefits when you're actually taking and using this keyboard. One, for instance, is the fact that it's entirely enclosed in silicone, so if you spill coffee or your drink over the keyboard or dump it in water, it's actually not going to break or even have, the possibility of breaking. The other benefit of course, having a flexible keyboard is the fact that you can roll it up and take it with you when you're traveling or tight on space. Also, unlike traditional keyboards, the device is extremely lightweight and easy to carry with you in terms of not weighing you down too much in your pockets or jeans when you slide it up and roll it with your device, perhaps even as a silicone case for your device by sliding it inwards. Otherwise, this isn't the first silicone-based keyboard we've actually seen. Of course, we've seen other similar products before for perhaps PCs and more standard accessories with a USB port instead of a Palm port. The Pocket VIR is not the most inexpensive keyboard that you can purchase for your device, however. It's going to run you around $60, which is about a little bit more expensive than your traditional keyboards that can dock and use your Palm devices with. That said, the device only comes also in one color instead of having the option to customize it with different, more vibrant colors, which is a downside as well. Now, something we don't typically really like about these silicone-based keyboards is the fact that the numbers and the buttons on here are not very tactile and easy to press. Unlike traditional buttons that have a very springy mechanism to it, even though the VIR offers a more island-style layout, which is pretty modern and easy to see, unfortunately, when you click on the buttons, they don't offer a great response. And as a result, if you're typing really fast, you don't really know if you've hit the buttons or not. Also, when we've been testing the device, we found that our rates when pressing the keys and buttons were a little bit slower than on a traditional keyboard, and we also made a few more mistakes due to the fact that we didn't know what amount of pressure to apply to the keyboard was correct for the buttons to actually register. So it's definitely not the most responsive keyboard out there. However, again, this device is really mainly for those who are looking for something that's innovative, eye-catching, and is definitely a conversation starter. Also something that's portable and perhaps might use a few times occasionally on a keyboard, on a plane, or on a ride, on a train or something like that needs a lot of tight spacing, so you don't want to carry too much stuff with you, but still provides a adequate experience that's better than the built-in graffiti keyboard on your Palm device. Now, the VIR actually works with a multitude of Palm devices. It's the old-fashioned connector type, so it's not going to work with more recent Palm PCs, Pocket PCs, and PDAs, such as your Tungsten T2 series, for example, because it doesn't use the mini USB, but again uses this multi-dock connector port, which is the same that you might find on your Zyre 71 series, for example, and you basically just slide it into the bottom by pressing the push key, and it's overall pretty easy to actually slide it into the device and also start using the keyboard. However, we found the actual connection to be a little bit loose for our liking, so it was pretty easy to actually come out and fall out of our devices. We would have liked to see the connection be a little bit tighter than it is, and we didn't really need to push down the button to actually get the device to be pressed in there, which is a little bit concerning over time. Also, a downside to having the Pocket VIR is it doesn't have a built-in stand, unlike a lot of other Pocket PC and Pocket PDA accessory keyboards. It doesn't prop up your device at a great viewing angle for you to actually see the screen when you're typing. So as a result, you have to bring along either your own dock or rest your device against a wall or a surface so you can actually see what you're doing when you're typing along. Otherwise, the keyboard is fairly standard. It's a QWERTY layout, as you can see here, but it's a slightly smaller layout than on traditional keyboards. It's been shrunken down, but you do have some special keys and buttons located on the right-hand side. There's a dedicated row for your Palm OS operations, including your delete, your memo pad, your to-do list, your calculator, your menu, and your applications. And there are also some adjustments for the screen brightness, deletion, and also for scrolling up and down through different various applications. Otherwise, everything else is the same, with the exception of the spacebar, which has been broken up into two pieces. This is perhaps so that device can actually be bent a little bit more easier, but it overall works to be pretty good because you can either press the space button with your left-hand side or the right-hand side, depending on what hand you use when you're typing, which is a pretty good thought when they were designing it. And overall, of course, it's a very cool-looking device, a very cool-looking keyboard. You can see the flex and the mechanism on the back and how the device exactly works. And this device was also made in Korea instead of China, which probably also amped up the production costs. So overall, if you're looking for a very unique keyboard to take with you if you're tight on space, the Pocket VIR is a great choice to go with. However, if you want some serious productivity, perhaps look elsewhere. Thanks for watching this video review here at OSReviews.com. This has been the Pocket VIR review.